How many of you have one of these guys loitering in your garden? So this is Gary. Say hello, Gary. Hello. So Gary has met some unknown freak accident where his hat has been smashed off, and I believe that this affliction is something that affects many gnomes around the UK. Now, I want to make it crystal clear that Gary's hat definitely didn't meet with a lump hammer in order for me to make this video today, okay? So just putting it out there, didn't meet with a lump hammer, natural disaster, all right? So I'm sure that there are many of you with gnomes in your garden like Gary here, where you haven't purposely smashed his hat off in order to make a cheap video. But I want to show you today what you can do with your broken gnomes and really make a conversation piece in your house. Right, so bear with me here. So I'm always looking for innovative ways to display flowers, and then I suddenly thought, what about a gnome? We could put flowers in a gnome, obviously once the hat's broken off. Okay, so this is a really super simple make. Anyone can do it with a few tools and a few cans of spray paint. And I can't wait to see all of the unloved, broken gnomes like Gary here around the UK turned into beautiful flower vases, like they're being turned into beautiful, magical gnome beings. God, I talk some rubbish. Okay, so what we're going to do with Gary is I'm going to sand down all the sharp edges around his hat because I don't want anyone to cut their fingers, because that won't be fun. I'm then going to prime him with some spray paint. I'm going to paint him in a lovely, bold, probably quite a glossy colour, I think. I'm going to add some gold leaf, because I'm a little bit obsessed with gold leaf at the moment, around the edge of the hat. And then we're going to fill him with water. Bob's your uncle, you've got a flower vase. There's only one issue I have found with Gary, and that is he's a little bit leaky at the moment. He's got a few holes in him, but fear not, there is a simple solution to this problem. We are going to use a little bit of silicone mastic that you'd use for tiling the bathroom and just place it in the areas where Gary is a little bit leaky. So I've placed a little bit on the bottom of his foot here, and I've also placed a little bit in his unmentionables as well, because Gary was leaking where he really shouldn't be leaking. So I'm going to give him a bit of a wash and a clean up, and then I will be making Gary look like a beautiful gnome princess. See you in a bit. So I've given Gary a bit of a clean. I've got all the mud and the grot off of him. So the next thing to do is give the area where his hat used to be a bit of a sand and get rid of those sharp edges. So where Gary's hat used to be has now been sanded, so he isn't going to cause anyone any serious injury if he's picked up or anything like that. So the next thing to do is get him ready for his new paint job and spray a few light coats of primer on him. So I will see you in a bit. So Gary has had a seriously good priming now, so the next thing to do is cover him in his new colour. And I've chosen this really lovely high gloss kind of aqua blue. Apparently it's Rust-Oleum mode. I have no idea what that means, but it looks like it's an indoor paint. That's good enough for me. So I'm going to give it a good old shake, spray it on Gary and get him looking very pretty. Right, so Gary's been painted up now and he's looking like a beautiful shade of aqua green, and I love the fact that it's really glossy as well. The other thing I've done is I've also added some of the gilding adhesive to the rim of where his hat used to be, so we can make that look lovely and golden in a moment. But as I was doing that, I thought to myself, this is a bit safe for me. I need to do something else to Gary to just make him look a little bit more glamorous, a little bit more bling. And then I thought, because I'm a little bit addicted to gold leaf, what if we put some gold leaf in his beard as well? Yeah, give him some highlights. So I'm going to put some gilding on his beard and the rim of his hat, and then he will be finished. So let's get started. So at the beginning of this process, I sold Gary a dream. I promised Gary that he would come away from this looking like a beautiful gnome princess, and I think I've kept that promise. So I'm so chuffed with how this has turned out, and I'm really pleased that I decided to add the gold gilding to the beard as well. And it's only picked it up in certain areas of the beard, but I think it just adds a little bit of bling and pizzazz to Gary, just to make him look that extra bit special. And you could stick him in a shop like John Lewis or Oliver Bonus and charge like 35 quid for him, and nobody would ever know that he only cost about £5.99 from Asda. True story. So the last thing to do with Gary is fill him with flowers so he can fulfill his full potential. essential. So I've got a beautiful bouquet of flowers here that I bought from the local farm shop. So I'm going to stuff Gary to the hilt with flowers and make him look bloomin' beautiful. How good is this? I'm so pleased with it. And the other thing that I'm really pleased that I didn't do was go too crazy with the colours, because what you have to remember is this is a vase at the end of the day and you don't want to distract too much from the actual flowers themselves. So you've got all the beautiful bright colours of the flowers that I've bought, and then you've got the simple colours of Gary with the gold and the kind of the aqua blue as well. But he has turned out so well, and I really hope you give this a go, because it is a really super easy upcycle to do, and I'm sure there's loads of people all over the place with gnomes that need some renovating. So give this a go, make your own gnome flower vase, and I will see you next time. Bye! Say bye, Gary. Bye.